All right, guys, shuffle up and deal. Let's get it.
Fireworks.
The final table of our 25K High Roller Super Millions edition. Obviously, you guys can see we had 114 entries this week. And João Vieira is going to open things up with pocket sevens under the gun +1.
It's the final table. 10.5 big blinds. Bit of an early position. I think I would wait a little bit, especially with Daniel Divorce being with only 5 big blinds. But he's
Well,
gonna go for it. So
this could be big for Daniel DeForest if he doesn't go for it.
I don't blame
He-
him. He might get a
no, of
pay
course
jump
not.
here.
Yeah, no, I don't blame him either. This is actually kind of bad news for Raptor, right? Because obviously one of the aces is that, but I
Maybe the
do not.
sevens fold. It looks pretty strong. He's gotta hope his opponent's got. He does fold. So Reptar, look at Daniel Divorce. I kind of missed that because it kind of changes the dynamic a little bit, right? I like to see how nitty someone's gonna be and how punished they're gonna get. Or how about those guys getting out of line? That's always very fun to watch. In this final table, there's no clear chip leader. Seth Davies, Ibinger have the same stack. Arsini and Alex Ponikops actually are very close behind. So pocket fives and ace kings suited. Look how many aces are dead. Just telling you, and kings. Four
Oh
cards,
yes,
right? Three.
but that's where the Queen Jacks and tens roll off, though. All right, here we go. Daniel DeForest. His tournament life is on the line. Can he hold against Ace King suited? So far, he can. Ooh, gets dicey.
No, I don't
How
feel
about
good.
an Ace King or a Spade? Oh, there's the Spade. That's brutal. Well, that's it for Daniel DeForest. Another ninth place finish for him, unfortunately. This is already the biggest cash out of Reptar's GG Poker career. As Arseny Malinov, by the way, is picking up hands so far, Nanonoko.
I think Jason Koon is done. My guy, look, if he's shoving that ace, okay. Good thing Seth Davies open. Because if Seth Davies had not opened his hand, they would have got it in blind versus blind like 100%.
You really think 20 big blinds, pocket fives, is like just guaranteed all in, blind versus blind?
Jason Koon just gonna shove to shut him out, or he's gonna raise and he's gonna reshove the pocket fives, thinking you're just trying to steal me because you're the chip
Yeah.
leader. And it's Jason Koon style too, right? He's gonna read into it that way. Because if he shoved the ace nine earlier, he's definitely gonna shove the two fives in that spot.
Oh, he
So
just calls Ace Queen.
because even though he's almost a chip leader, these guys got to be cautious. But that's what happens. You play slow sometimes. These guys get free flops they shouldn't be getting, and they just outflop you.
Work with Ace Queen, but okay, you can actually just check.
It's a little
That's
sneaky. It's all right. Hey, I like the way he's playing his king eight, and he got his opponent to get baited, called. And the 10 is it's a tricky card because Arseny Malinov might feel obligated to fire one more bet.
and if he does bet, how much is he betting? The fact that he flat, I actually think he's going to check in, and he does check. The reason why I thought he was going to check is because he didn't three bet Ace Queen pre-flop, and I think the reason he didn't that is because he didn't want to play a monster pot with that many short stacks around.
Roddy,
Yeah, no, but that's where I was going with all of this. But yeah, makes sense. Now let's see if Arseny feels very adventurous after the board pairs on the river. Is Ace Queen good here? He decides it's no good. And look at Arseny Malinov. It's kind of funny that they're next to each other. Uh-oh, sevens
oh,
versus kings. But
I don't think too much will happen, right? Seth
raise
Davies will
fold.
three bet this. Is he really going to defend two sevens and with these stack sizes?
I would probably raise like a bit bigger here as well, right? What he just calls.
Ooh.
And it's a monotone club board. King high flush draw for Seth Davies. A set for Arseny Malinov. Nanonoko, what the hell is his hand?
I'm not too sure. I need to think about that pre-flop a little bit more, but let's just move on to the flop. Okay, so he's flopped
Oh,
very well, and obviously he's drawing terribly. Can you imagine if just the eight of clubs rolls off? One of those innocent cards.
that'd be very bad. Like Arseny Malinov could very well be doing this with pocket jacks and the jack of club, right? Pocket queens with the queen of clubs.
Unlikely. Um,
No. Seth Davies
yeah.
agrees with me, Nanonoko, so shut up.
I'm glad you're trying to reach though and try to figure out hands that could do this. The thing is, when you're holding the king of clubs yourself, you're kind of blocking a lot of those multi-barrel cards, right? The king queen. I think Malanov's going to go for a big bet, maybe like a 700k, 800k looks like. Yeah, these
It's a
these
gnarly
two
spot.
kings. It's tricky.
Like at this point, you do really have to reach. Like, what do I still beat? Like, what do I beat that bets 700k?
Look, you 3-bet that spot. Your opponent has ace king. He's not going to fold to your 3-bet, right? If he's got 2 queens and 2 jack, he's not going to fold to you. He'll probably at least see a flop. So
Mhm.
I don't know. It just
Yes, it's a 25k final table, but Arsene is obviously a pretty aggressive player by nature, and he's got the chips right now to be aggressive. So I don't want to say he's opening super wide.
pocket sevens or something. Let's see, we got a potential situation here. Nah, I don't think there's going to be much happening. Oh, two
I mean,
deuces just open muck. You saw that?
yeah. I mean, there are many situations where we would say that you should jam this, right? And he
He's gonna
does
jam.
jam it, and he gets called immediately by the pocket jacks of Matthias Eibinger. I'm hoping for a king. Give the man a king. There's a king. Obviously, that's oh, that's a couple of additional outs all of a
Not
sudden.
bad.
Yeah. Oh, that's a flush. King high flush for Raptor anyway.
But
It's a,
Eibinger made a straight. Isn't that important at all?
yeah. For some people, it is. It's like at least you made a straight. And he's, oh, wow, he's getting ace. Oh, Alex Ponakov with ace jack. If João Vera doesn't open, Alex Ponakov will absolutely open. Look at Reptar go. He's our sleeper pick for the night, Nanonoko. Ferrari Man 2.0.
He's gonna limp. All right, so he's found an option to kind of get involved but not too involved, right? So I think that's gonna make Panakovs actually make a pretty big raise. You know, the
Come
funny
on.
thing is, Reptar right now he's thinking, oh man, this guy limp. Like, what do I raise small? Do I raise big? Like, what do I do with 2 aces in? And when he sees the isolation here, he's like, oh, now my hand's easy to play.
Reptar is gonna take a couple seconds of his time back. He's like, guys, I really don't have aces again. Like, you guys know me. I I don't just play aces. You guys saw me just jamming king 8 offsuit. It's like, yeah, but that was from the small blind.
Okay.
I'll forgive him. I did see it. You're right. Reptar was 33-1 actually in final table betting. 50.
You know,
50.
and the funniest part is Reptar is the guy who plays the 150 GG Masters, the 300. Oh, snap call, King Queen.
Wow. 5-7 snap call with king queen. Can king queen hold?
Damn.
Yes, it can. Sometimes it runs out to a straight though. There's the 9. No 10. With a 10, we would chop it. That'd be brutal. But that's not a 10.
Impossible.
So this means a full double for Jason Koon. Nanonoko. I'm gonna be you. Did you pick a winner this week, Nanonoko?
It's actually the top stack has gone down, right? Like our chip leader had 2.4 million. No one had the chip leader is actually Eibinger with 2,085,000.
And I wonder if that like was done on purpose or if it has something to do with the amount of entries. As David Coleman goes all in, we're jamming this, right? Come on.
You know the Elky? Just one time he's got the little finger that goes up. That's what you're doing with the ace 10 of clubs.
Well, João Vieira is in really good shape here against David Coleman. Oh, there is a 4, but there is a 10 too. Well, 4s are good, man, no, but they
Nah,
can't be that good.
if you can hit one, it's
Nope.
too greedy to
Nope.
hit 2.
Yep, unfortunate. Did make a pair, but the pair of João Vieira is better. And that means we're down to 7. So yes, Nano, I'm gonna especially, I mean,
Ooh.
obviously the highlight. Oh, this could be a big one. Ace queen of spades, pocket jacks again, another ace queen, but this time offsuit.
A lot of crazy things can happen depending on which players are involved. I imagine Eibinger is going to 3-bet. You know, if he reads, okay, I think he's gonna. I think Dave's gonna shove. I don't know what's gonna happen, Roddy, but in general, I would like to see Davies go for a shove. He could just 3-bet too.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of fold equity with this hand. I like shoving a little bit more. He's gonna
Shoving
go
is a
3-bet.
bit excessive though. That's over 30 big blinds. The
Yeah,
final table over 25k. Ace queen
but
offsuit. I don't
you
know.
gotta re-raise it, right? You just can't
Yeah.
smooth call here. But by just 3-betting here, now he's opened the door for Ponikaus to potentially shove.
But if he calls, then I really wonder what Eibinger does. Like, I'm not folding jacks pre-flop. He calls, all right. I jam. I
Jam.
would not. This is a jam, I think. Like, I wouldn't mind to see him jam here.
And you can look around the other stacks. There's no tiny stack out there, so it makes
All
the
right.
jam a little bit easier.
No,
Oh, he
I was about
timed
to
out
say,
fold.
don't pull a Chris Fitzgerald on us, Ibinger. Don't do a Chris Fitzgerald. But he did it, Nanonoko. He went full Chris Fitzgerald.
Yeah. Part of me thought that Ibinger was going to fold just because of his playstyle a little bit.
You know what I told you before. I always loved that line of Doc Polk.
Interesting hand brewing up, actually. So the squeeze went check on this kind of a nasty board, right, for the ace queen.
Mm-hmm.
Panikov doesn't have anything. Puts a quarter pot in there, gets called. I wonder if someone's going to be able to potentially steal this, or is this going to go check, check, and then Ibinger just punches the screen? Because the ace king probably would call quarter pet on the flop, but probably wouldn't call any more bets on the turn.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's up against a big, and
Oh,
this is
I love it.
it
Like
looks
it's not,
strong, right? It
yeah.
looks so strong.
It's not about call and let's see what happens on the river. Like this is it. Like you're all in or you
Brilliant.
fold pretty much. And Alex Ponikov takes it down with, even though he did just get a walk on Ace King suited. He gets Ace King
Ooh.
again against the Ace Queen of Seth Davies. Have you seen the hands that Alex Ponikov has been getting? 4 orbits in a row now, Nanonoko. Like Ace Queen suited, Kings, Ace King, Ace King. Like hello.
He's definitely running very hot right now, but he's playing great. For a guy who likes to sell action too, like he's playing fearless, right? He raised that Jack Deuce earlier versus the limp. Like this is a winning
Gem.
formula right now.
We're jamming, and Seth Davies is having an absolutely horrific time at his final table with Ace Queen suited. Do you want to do you want to fold Ace Queen suited against the chip leader? He does not, and he will get the bad Niels that he's gonna need diamonds or queens. Uh-oh,
Wow.
Nanonoko. Okay,
Oh
diamonds. Chop up 10 or a deuce, and we chop. A diamond, we win it. A queen, we win it. That's a diamond.
no.
That is a diamond. And Seth Davies is back to 2 million chips. I mean, I would have felt so bad for him if he.
He's a new man now. He's okay.
Ooh.
Ace, queen, and 2 9s. These are gonna go to war. They have
I
to.
don't think yeah, but if I'm Raptor here, right? But if you normally play $300 tournaments, well, he's gonna do what you're supposed to do. Let's see if the nines hold against Ace Queen. Okay, so far they do. A 4 or a 5 for a sweat? Nope. Oh, that's a scary river card, but Ace Queen. That is safe. It is safe. He even makes a bolt. Nobody cares about that. The nines hold. Wow. All right. And now
Chip
Jason
leader.
Koon is actually our short stack. But let me just tell you that it's not that many. And Ace Queen offsuit is probably going to get it all in here. 8 big blind shove. Matthias Eibinger with a suited ace. Ooh. That's
He
close,
made it a
right?
little bit bigger too, if you notice, so he's a
Yeah.
little bit more priced in the call, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, I don't think you love it if you're Matthias Eibinger, but I think you have to call. Oh, what? Well, Jason Koon will
RC.
still call though, right? As short as stack. Come on.
The reason also too is when big stack three bets big stack, they're very polarized because if they're slow playing 2 kings or 2 ace queens pre-flop, that means they're very polarized. You can get in really good with the ace queen
And now
against
we can
like
fold. Yeah,
five
Matthias
suited.
can just fold. And Arsene, this is where you use WAP. When you're like, well, oh my god, and he outflops Jason Koon. We need an ace or a queen. An ace or a queen. This would be a brutal way to go out, Nanonoko. Come on.
Done. Brutalized.
And you know, the sickest thing is that he would have beat the ace-6. I mean,
hmm
that's just... I'm going to say that this was a little bit silly. Running good and playing all right. He's definitely not afraid. Like, I do think we always have to give kudos and compliments to the guys that are willing to get involved. And
Panakovs.
Alex
He wants a three
Ponikov,
bet? Okay.
he's not believing. Ace-10 will obviously at least tag along, and that's what it's going to be. But Arseny Malinov flops mid-pair with a pair of 4s, Nanonoko.
I mean, look, when you got a big stack, you get to see flops a lot more often. You get to see turns and rivers. You're gonna realize your equity of your hands because hands like ace ten, they don't want to three bet you, especially if you got a big stack.
I have the feeling he's going to be fine, Nano. He might even
Maybe.
just bet again.
Yeah, he's thinking about betting again. He's going to check. Yeah, Ibinger's thinking how often his opponent has a queen. He thinks his opponent would bet a queen on the turn a lot, so he's turning his
Yeah.
hand into a bluff. It's a beautiful play. It should work.
Mm-hmm.
This would be one hell of a call, Roddy, pretty much.
And on top of that, it's pretty obvious. I think that Arseny thinks that Malin or that Arseny thinks that Ibinger doesn't want to play like massive pots if he doesn't have to. That's probably why he three bet in with the Jack 5 of hearts. So it's a bit maybe out of character almost for Ibinger to make this bet as a bluff. But Arseny is really trying to figure this one out. If he makes this call, Nano, standing ovation, but he does not. Good move by Matthias Ibinger, though. That's actually awesome. That's high level poker right there.
Very, very high level. He's gonna fold though. That's the thing. I think Ponikov's gonna open. Okay, never mind, never mind. He's gonna think Seth Davies is out to the pocket fours. That's what I'm calling. I'm
Nobody
not saying he
folds the set
should.
pre-flop.
Not saying he should.
They don't need to make a set to win the hand. Okay. And at this point, the pocket fours are still good.
To getting counterfeited.
Mm-hmm. So Davies makes the call and actually turns a pair of tens, or excuse me, rivers a pair of tens. Ah, the fours. You know what it is, Nano? The pocket fours is the best hand in poker, but not at the final table of the high roller super millions.
Okay, value bet coming. I know you're thinking about it already. Like I've seen some people get coolered out with.
Yeah.
That's not impossible, but I think what Ibinger's actually thinking about is okay. You check back the flop. That means the likelihood of you having a jack goes way down, which is probably true. A jack probably would throw in a little min bet on the flop. Does make the correct fold, but it's definitely not an easy fold to make.
I actually had this a while ago in one tournament. I was like, you know what?
Well, do you think he should jam his queen nine suited on the button? He's got 11 big blinds.
I think he should because he has been super tight. So it's very unlikely that they are willing to call him light.
There we go. He agrees.
That's a good play. That gives me some hope for João Vieira.
It's back to life. Ever since we had that little spiel about him right after the break, like he's like, nah, I'm gonna show these commentators up. Well, it's sometimes during that 5-minute break, there's something clicks in their head, right? They're like, okay, I've been tight. Let me make some moves. Get a little time to think. Oh,
Alex Ponikov. I mean, that's a tough call. It's not easy, right? But
if you think about the window, like man, it's too often that opponent's never has ace queen plus. He just never does, right? Oh my god.
I can't blame him, but yeah, you're right. Because I feel like whenever they do that, it's often smaller pocket pairs too, right? That they do it with, like the fives, the sixes, the sevens. If they really
Against
have a
those
monster.
hands, you don't want to call because you don't want to coin flip with the ISM implications. You need to think about how often you're up against a dominated situation. How often your opponent has like an ace 10, an ace 9, ace 8, ace 7. I think it's a lot.
And that will already make you a pretty decent bet.
But there's just certain things I just cannot pass up. Like 2 jacks pre-flop, right? Like I'm just like, you got it, you got it. But even if we get it in, if you got ace king, I'm gonna win that flip. That's what I'm thinking. I'm an optimistic guy.
Whoa, Matthias
Ooh,
Ibinger.
GG.
Oh,
GG.
snap call. Yep. Yeah, Reptar is not folding jacks. He's in really good shape. That is a scary flop, though. 2 hearts on the board. No heart or king. And Matthias Ibinger is out. That is, oh my God, he's out. Wow. I did not see that coming, Nanonoko. King 10, Matthias Ibinger thinking that Reptar will not call.
He came in second? Is that right, Roddy?
That is right. He came in with 2.1 million chips.
Yeah, wow. A little bit of, do you think that's a little bit of a blow up? Because he had a lot of big blinds at hand. I think about
It's
24.
a punt. It is a punt.
Yeah, he punted and it went through the field goal. It went through the goal. Look, did you see Reptar? He put roar like he's a dinosaur.
I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, good move for good news for João Vieira, who's now top 5. Every player that's left has guaranteed themselves at least $222,000. Also, just shout out to Snap calling.
Oh, João Vieira is now going to be out. Reptar. I told you something about Reptar. He's going to get to the heads up for sure. Ferrari man did it last week. You got to call it this ace queen. There we go.
He calls.
Reptar.
João Vieira needs to find a 6 or... No, that's not a good looking flop for him. It needs to be a 6 and a 6 only, or we are down to 4. That is not a 6. Too many pips. Wow. Wow, Nano Noko, we are down to 4. And Reptar has 5.7 million, 5.6 million chips. Unbelievable.
Roar. He got to do the roar again, Reptar.
Yes.
Just do it again for us, Reptar. Oh my god. Now this is a clear chip lead, Roddy. He can't
Yes.
believe it, I'm pretty sure.
The 9th place payout was already the biggest cash of Reptar's career over at GG Poker. And Reptar normally plays a $300 triple chance, a $300, I don't know what was bounty hunters or something among those lines. Most of his big tournament finishes were of $300 buy-ins. He is now chip leading the final table of a 25K buy-in with 4 people left. Hello?
The thing is, these guys are mistaking Reptar as like Dimius G folding every
Yeah,
single hand, and you know, like the Ferrari man who folded to heads up and won it. You know, like Reptar's actually he
he's
hasn't
not
been playing
afraid.
that many hands, but he's not afraid. He just hasn't been getting dealt.
Raptor really is not afraid. He is playing solid poker and his good hands are holding up, and that's obviously a very important part.
Probably wouldn't call a river bet. Um, it's amazing, isn't it? It's just Reptar just got 5.2 million chips. It's funny because you expect that one of these other three guys, right, to have the chip lead, putting pressure on people, but it's actually Reptar is the one with it.
Obviously, guys, out of the 9 players that made the final table tonight, 8 of them have been on one of our final tables before. This is week 38. 8 out of 9 guys have been to a final table before of a 10K high roller super millions. The only player that's never made it to a final table is Reptar. Well, now here he is. He is
Up
gonna lose a
against the
few
nuts.
more chips probably. No, as Arseny Malinov casually flops the nuts. It's no longer the nuts, but still very good.
Wow, he just snap checked it. You saw that? He's like trying to bait his opponent to bet. Hope he's got a 7 or something. I think Reptar should continue checking. Nice. Lose the minimum. Now he's gonna overbet. I was gonna say I felt like the
Yeah.
overbet was coming because he's like, "Well, I didn't get any bets on the previous streets. Got to make up for it." Let's go back into that. This is a big tournament for you. Let's hold on to these.
Oh
No.
no! You see, he's feeling it, Dananoka. He's like, I'm in the Matrix, baby. I've got this. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It was funny because I felt like the overbet was coming too, right? Like, it just seems like what happens with these big hands. 2 jacks and Jack 10 suited. He might just be on tilt. He might be like,
No,
let's
well, I think actually
small.
you will. Yeah, I think you will call 210 because you're calling 210 to play for 830,000 chips, right? Or 840 even.
Let's see. Reptar does call, loses a little bit more.
Just let's not get carried away. I know
Yeah.
he sees the back doors. He's like, what if the Queen of Hearts rolls up on the turn? My hand's pretty good then. It's like, no, Reptar, no, the Queen of Hearts is not coming, and we're not calling.
He can't unsee it. He does make the call, and backdoor hearts is there. I'm definitely
You're not.
worried. You think
Yeah.
you should either bet like a third and check back river, or check back the turn and play the river card? I think both plays are pretty fine. Reptar. You gotta fire. You got jack
No,
high,
no,
right?
no, 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 stop.
You got to. You have
No,
to though. I just jam.
no, it's okay to lose a pot every now and then.
He jams.
Don't
He
do
wins
it.
his pot.
That's
Not
not a good
that
bet.
bet. That's not big
No,
enough.
no, that's not a good bet. So is he pretending that he has a flush or that he has a king?
Yeah, he's pretending he's got king queen.
Oh,
Oh
it
my
worked!
god, it
It
worked.
worked! That's a pretty crazy hand, Nano. That's a big one for Reptar.
Yeah, I mean, I want to think about that one a little bit more. From Seth Davies' point of view, I guess it's kind of hard for his opponent to be bluffing because there was no obvious miss flush draw. Interesting, actually, but means it's polarized. It's very polarized. Nice.
What?
This guy is a
Reptar!
crusher.
What? Reptar, you're so sick. Reptar is just another legend that the High Roller Super Millions is producing right in front of our eyes. What? Oh my god!
Wow.
Nano
Well,
Noko, what a hand! Nano Noko, that is so sick! This hand was pretty mental too. What the hell?
that was
Man.
sick. It was just so sick.
And that's why I love the Russians, Nanonoko. That's why I love the Russians. It had to be Arseny. Wow, this could be action. 2
We've actually
diamonds.
never seen that play before, Roddy, at our 38 weeks. We've never seen anyone do the 5-bet jam with like some kind of weak hand like that. It was just so sick.
Wow. I mean, Seth Davies is probably calling here, at least.
Hmm. That's annoying
Makes,
because like you turn equity and your opponent might just ship it in on you, you know?
yep. Alex Ponikov has 1.3 million. If Arseny, okay. Do we just call here? I think we can still call, right?
Just call, no point in jamming.
Just go and pray for a beautiful queen or a diamond. Obviously, a queen is the best possible card, but
The
there's the
queen.
queen. Well, doesn't get any better than that. Seth Davies has the absolute stone cold nuts.
I think he's just gonna jam. He's like, I hope you call. Okay, well, I guess he thinks his opponent has enough, like 7-6 of diamonds. He might just go for it.
I mean, it is hard to get called. I don't know. Yeah, which is just something that we know that Alex Ponikov doesn't do, right? Like, he's obviously capable of making a play here and there, but
How about this one?
it's just his opponent has ace jack. Yeah, he does
Mm-hmm.
jam. Well, we're gonna need some fours. They do appear quite often. He's gonna go out with a running hot ace four versus ace jack. Let's see if Ponikov can get lucky. So far, he does not. Oh, there's the four.
There.
We do have clubs though. A jack or a club. A jack or a club, but that's not it. Wow, Alex Ponikov with the double, and all of a sudden, now he's in second place. Busto or second place. Seth Davies is still on shortest stack, by the way. Not by a whole lot, but well, he was a river card away from being eliminated against Matthias Eibinger, I believe,
Yeah, I can't
or
remember
Alex
which one it
Ponikov.
was. Yeah, it's been more than once for him, I feel like. We just ship this one in. If 7-6 suited's going in, how about 6-5 of diamonds? It's gonna call a 3-bet.
Alex Ponikov does flop two overs to the board.
Yeah, I don't think Malanov's going to fold to a tiny bet if it does come. Well, check. Anyone's game.
Yeah.
Go for king queen high. It's pretty hard to call even this 480k bet. I think man, Malanov's playing great.
Yeah, I do like the way that Malinov's, while you're eating chips or drinking and you don't have to reuse paper cards over and over again. I was like, no, absolutely. I believe you can. I guess, I mean, there is something to be said for it, right? Like we're trying to recycle things and trying to make things last longer. And if you think about the amount of cards that we burn, it's obviously doesn't have a big impact on the environment or something, but diamonds.
Thank God a hand started to develop. I was like, oh my God, what are
Yeah.
you shilling over there, Roddy? This is a
No,
random
no, no,
ad on
no, mate.
Instagram.
Well, I didn't mention. I don't even know the name of the. I'm not shilling anything, mate.
I'm
I've seen
joking.
it, and I was just wondering if you've seen it before. But no, I don't know who makes it, and I have not bought it.
All right, so flop and turn bet. King high calls. Nice value from Melanov, huh? Just middle
Yeah.
pair jack kicker.
He's
Okay.
gonna check, and he's gonna receive the good news that his pair of eights is good. Wins a big one, pushes him up. And Arseny doesn't strike me as a guy who folds pocket fours. Okay, he's gonna see a flop, and he's gonna figure out how he wants to play his set of fours.
Yeah, I agree. He's gonna at least see a flop. Maybe he wants to be aggressive and just ship him in pre-flop. It's a play, especially if this
Wow.
chip stack. Yes, snap shove.
Okay, I'll admit I did not see it coming. It's a pretty big shove
Pocket fours again. Throw him around.
on the big blind.
Do you think he makes the same play, or is he more of a calling type?
He will call. I do not believe that Alex Ponikov will jam, even though he is the shortest stack. I mean, we're never folding, right? That'd be silly. All right, we're just gonna call.
Should have jammed. Would have won the pot.
I don't know, man. Raptor's pretty crazy. Raptor may have just snap called his ass.
Yeah.
We're gonna be forced to fold the pocket fours. I'll be honest with you guys, the fours are not delivering in the same way as they are delivering. Because, like, yeah, you may not believe that he has an ace, but on the other end, jam.
I know he's thinking about jamming for sure. He's just looking at, oh, it is 27, 28 big blinds. It would be a disaster if I'm wrong.
Wow. Spicy flop.
Yeah, actually
The
quite
ace 8
interesting.
makes the open-ended straight draw, and obviously has backdoor diamonds. And Jack 10 flops the top end of a gutter ball. I think we can check here over Arseny, right? We're still open-ended. We have an ace. Wow, he just bets so big. What?
Yeah, he's trying to represent that hand again.
How do you think Limitless and Fader Holtz are going to play? Are they both known to be fast players? Like I think Limitless is, right?
But honestly, it doesn't really matter how fast they play because whole cards are up, so it's gonna be fun to see no matter. Oh, okay. Arseni's spicing things up. He heard us when it said it's been quiet for a while. This
Well,
is
we can.
really hard to make a playback with Ace 5 suit. Oh my
He does
god!
it. Wow! Now you can show the 5. Yes, show the 5. Show the. I just knew he was gonna show the 5, Nano. Because if he
He
shows
did.
both, then it's like, ah, whatever, you know, he had an ace, but he only showed the 5, and I was like, oh, I love that. That's so good. If Seth Davies jams here, which I think some people would think about it, but that's not really how he plays. Obviously, be a very big jam.
Limp call or limp jam. Limp call is the standard, but some guys go super aggro. Okay, he's gonna flop bottom pair. Actually good for him because you know the overcard to the queens makes the queens not want to go full value 3 streets. You might have the best hand. Nope, terrible turn.
Why would you ever call there, guys, for 150k? Seems so silly. I think.
Because you gotta remember, Seth Davies didn't limp jam the 20 big blinds, which is very ace heavy. So he looks still there. Reptar still got chips. Arsini still got chips. I think everything is good, Roddy.
I played King 6 now, by the way, especially because you put it in my brain too. Never delivers for me. He does flop a pair of 6s. No, I've been getting snap called by like ace 4 and stuff. I'm like, well, I mean, he's gonna throw in a couple chips there. So even if you would hit your flush. Oh, well, Arsene is
Enough
gonna
to
bet.
check raise. Wow.
Uh,
I guess he reads Panikov's limp as very weak. Because, wow, he actually
Wow.
calls with the best hand, though. Okay. This is some high level poker going on. Wow, if Arsini can fire again, man, he really puts his opponent on like a pocket nines, pocket eights type hand, I
He
think.
does.
This is sick. This is very sick. Ponikov's made a great call on the flop, but man, he's in a tough spot here. I don't know if he can continue.
When he gives him the haha, but he folds. Arsene is not going to show this one. Why are we giving up for a deuce on the turn?
He was suspicious, right? And then like that's the thing, you gotta remember your opponent can still follow through with multiple bets on future streets, right? Like if the hand just closed there, it'd been a lot easier.
He may just be getting sick of it. He does make the fold.
11.5 seems way too much. Oh, blinds are up. He should have called.
If Raptor jams here, he's gonna lose everything.
Yeah, I think he might.
It's always tempting to jam the first hand after the blinds go up. And Raptor falls for it, and he's gonna get snap called by tens. Can Raptor get lucky? No, that's a terrible. Well, he needs an 8. That's not a spade. He's wrong that. That's a big double up for Seth Davies. And now Alex Ponikovs and Raptor are both stuck at 1,000,000 with less than 10 big blinds, Nanonoko.
He's only got 9
Yeah.
big blinds. Maybe even less now.
Yeah. I guess okay because Alex Ponikov doesn't have a lot of chips. I think it'd be scarier if Alex Ponikov would have like 3,000,000. Then I'd be a bit scared with sevens, to be honest. But ace 10 versus pocket 7. So far the sevens are good. The sevens stay good. We need an ace or a 10 on the river or the poker fairy. Oh, that's an ace! The ace of diamonds. Raptor is not going down without a fight. He will stick around.
I think this is it. You gotta jam this ace 3. There's nothing to wait for.
Yeah, blinds next, like big blind following hand too. So Alex Ponikovs will go for it, and Seth Davies is gonna figure out whether he wants to call or all in. He was under 1,000,000 at one point, Nanonoko, and there was even a chance. Oh, he was a
Interesting.
rip. He calls, yeah.
It's interesting that he decides not to rejam. And he lets Arsini Malinov into the pot. And Seth that he always loses these pots are quite interesting. I would have reshoved that ace queen. And Panikovs actually could check. I feel like. I don't know the right answer. It's weird because you got like some equity and you kind of want to fold out some. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay, will he ever fold with 86k left? I guess if Davies and Malinov both go all in here, would he fold?
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Oh, what a spot! He
I
has to
like
call.
this.
Ponikov has to call. Imagine if a deuce rolls off, he could win the hand. That'd be so sick. A deuce or an ace, right? Wow.
3.
He needs an ace or a 3. That's what he needs here. An ace or a 3. It's a deuce. Now he loses to the higher straight. Oh. That's brutal. That is brutal. That's going to be it for Alex Ponakov. I think he's adorable. He doesn't know how to say the color green in Dutch, but he says like green. Lovely to see. Anyway, guys, we are back. I apologize for that.
Yeah, he raised with these stack sizes. Got called by worse. Gets out flopped. Aren't these two guys the one that shouldn't be playing these post flop kind of games, blind versus blind raise pots with these stack sizes?
Probably.
He's gonna
His hand is a
jam.
lot better now than it was on the flop.
Yeah. It's not over yet. Seth Davies is thinking with a really bad hand. He makes the correct call. That is sick.
Will Reptar go all out with his missed draw or will he give up? I think if he all-ins here, it will work. And he does all-in. Nanonoko.
And then this would be an insane call. Like, this.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
He shows a six. And vice versa. Okay, ace queen suited into two tens.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go, guys. Ace queen suited versus pocket tens. If the pocket tens hold, we are heads up. Doesn't look very good for the pocket tens. We need a 10 and a 10 only on the river. Man, Seth Davies is a survivor too. He
Can't
chips
bust
back
him.
up. He's like, this is what I started the final table with. What even happened tonight?
He gets another 100K from Rui Cal at 100% crossbook.
Did Fedor respond?
He says, if I wanted to play higher, then I would play higher because I'm willing to. And then Rui Cal's like, oh, so you want to play for number one top spot heads up player, but you only want to play 100, 200. He basically LOL'd at him. So, like, there's some feuds going on Twitter. Everyone has been feisty ever since the Daniel Negreanu Doug Polk thing, man.
Okay. I saw the original tweet of the crossbook, but I was like, I'm not even sure what it means. And then I didn't see the rest of it. But yeah, that's a.
And I don't know if you saw, did you see that Daniel's going to play Phil Hellmuth too in a heads up match?
Little bit less excited about that than I mean, it's fun, don't get me wrong, but I'm less excited about that than Fedor versus Limitless. Like, that's just
Yeah.
amazing. Anyway, let's talk about this real quick. 8-9 of spades. Had a pretty big draw. Obviously, the straight draw was very weak, but we did pick up a flush draw on the turn.
Let's see, the 8-9's, it's got a bet to win, right? Oh, he doesn't bet. But Reptar has stolen a lot of pots off Seth Davies. I mean, that one triple barrel bluff with the 6-9 was so heroic. Because you got to remember, his opponent called the flop, called the turn. It kind of looks like he's got a queen at least, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe he's got the middle pair that turned into trips. Like, it was just...
Very wild. A great call by Seth Davies on the turn, and he still gets punished because he cannot call the river shove. That's actually kind of sad for him. Queen 8 versus 6-7. Queen 8 makes top pair. I did like the pacing of tonight's final table, I'll be honest. I felt like, like sometimes when everybody has a million big blinds, it's...
Like, usually when we get to our final table, the profiles and stuff, I'm like, or they're just folding their way to win the tournament.
Ferrari man, Dimmy SG. Dimmy SG was fun too because
Yeah, and I think Via Condios, I think
Look
he
at
was
this.
playing pretty tight too. Wow, bet it from 6. That's not gonna work. Melanov's giving it away.
Yep, this can never work. So Davies will probably just raise, right? Ah, he just calls. He's just gonna call, and Malinov gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
well,
Rep.
you want blood, you'll get blood, Nanonoko. Reptar is gonna figure out how he can get the most amount of chips out of Seth Davies here with his ace queen. He's gonna jam and he's gonna get called. Ace queen offsuit versus pocket kings. Can we get an ace? No. Can we get another queen? Not yet. We need an ace or a queen, Nanonoko, or it's heads up time. Ooh, was paint, but it's not a queen. That's going to be it for Reptar. He walks away with $383,000, which is obviously massive.
What I'm used to. Could it definitely be optimal? I have no idea. But it's just some of his choices are a little bit different than what I expect.
King 10 will make the call.
And there's one of them.
Like, if I'm Davies here, I would not mind normally betting, right? And be like, maybe I can just take it down. Wow,
Overbet.
what? He just overbets. Nanonoko, how big is this pot going to be?
Once you start to overbet and there's still one card to come, like, this pot's going to be huge. It's just whether Seth Davies makes his hand and gets paid off, or, okay, there's the min raise. Well, against a min raise, you got to call.
Yeah, any queen, it's over. It just kind of depends which queen it is, right? Well, it's going to be a brick on the river. The 3 of clubs doesn't change anything.
I mean, you can't do anything with the king 10 once once that kind of action happens on the turn. So interesting.
Jam fold. That was a weird moment to overbet. Like I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, and Malinov actually
Can get it all in pre-flop.
a setup with these hands on the flop. A 4. This is a setup, right? It's mid pair versus mid pair with 20 overcards to come.
4 of clubs. Nope. It's gonna be hard for Malinov to win this, but if he bets very big, he might be able to get David. That is a big bet, Nanonoko. 500k.
4-9. Seth Davis has made a good call earlier with the 6-3.
Wow.
Straights get there, overcards get there, flushes get there. He can represent so much. Davies often has an 8x type hand, like an 8-9, a 7-8. These, I don't think they can call another bet.
He is definitely thinking about everything you just said, Nanonoko. And Malinov fires 1.1 million, and this would be an outrageous call.
Oh,
I
this
feel
is
like he really wants to. You can feel it, right? Oh, he
He
really
can't.
wants to.
He can't. This hand is this is. I don't care if you're blocking the straight or the flush. He can't call here. There we go.
Well, that's another excellent river bet by Malinov, and that's kind of been the summary of the entire night. Malinov is just really good at pulling the trigger and getting some things through. He has played incredibly well.
Yeah, he's not just solid. He actually multi-barrels really well. The perfect textures and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Why did I not put any money on the only Russian?
It's one of your like favorite players too, right? Like you like the Russian players. I know you always remember about Malinov too. It's just should have did it. You put it on Jason Koon. You put it on João Vera, who didn't want to play a hand. I mean, come on, Roddy. I mean, he didn't win this one just yet, but it sure seems like it, doesn't it?
So hard to call again, because like you could actually lose against the worst king too. And that's the
Yeah.
worst. Like you can make a king high call and then you lose against the worst king, and it's like, ah.
He makes the
Oh,
call. Brilliant call of King
wow.
Deuce.
That is sick. Very, very well done.
Alrighty. This is a big pot potentially, Bruin. But we know the Queen Jack suited is not going to fold.
No, I wouldn't even hate a jam here, but wow, flops the straight. Now we're talking, Nanonoko. And now that call with the king is actually so damn big. It goes check, check on the flop.
He doesn't want to see the Jack, Queen, or 7, though. That is a good card.
We always say that it's hard to make a pair, in heads up in particular. It's a little less good when your opponent just flops the nuts and actually keeps, well, doesn't keep the nuts till the end.
I'm not going to be afraid of diamonds. I agree. Like, there's too many two-pair combinations. The stack-to-pot ratio is small, so your opponent will have to side call off some of these hands. I like the play a lot.
Folding top pair for 900k when there's 6.1 million in the middle. Wow, and he does! That is actually
Nice
sick,
play.
Nano. I love it. So one of those moments where it's like, are they ever bluffing here? And it's like, no, he's never bluffing, so I'm just going to fold. But that still takes a lot of discipline.
I agree. So what looked like it could have been a quick heads-up match might be a lengthy one now, right? Back to 5 million chips. King Jack high might... Hey, man, he's making king high calls. He might even call this one.
Yeah, I can get behind the fold here. It's pretty likely that your opponent has a little piece of it, if not a massive piece.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, I've seen Seth Davies already make a king high call. I wouldn't be surprised if he continues to make it. Ace 4. I wonder if they're going to introduce a 3-betting game at some point in this heads up. Doesn't seem like it.
Both players flop a pair. Obviously, Malinov flops best. He also picks up the gutter ball.
Could have the best hand. Yeah. Okay. 2/3 pot. Still good.
I mean, ace high and obviously a pair of 4s. I would not fold the call here. I think the queen is going to slow things down. Probably goes check, check. Yep. And that's obviously a good one for Malinov, who wins a 1.4 million chip pot. No. This is normally when your kid wakes up. Oh, Ace King of Diamonds against Ace 9 offsuit. Why is the baby not awake yet, Nanonoko?
I don't know. I don't know. Actually, probably is. I moved to a different room, my location. So
Ah.
probably try to get in the room right now, but I'm like, nah. Seth Davies still trying to come back
Oh!
in. He might be eliminated with the ace 9.
All right, guys, here we go. We need a 9. There is a 9, but there's also a king, so that's extra bad news. Now we need trip 9s or it is all over. Will Malinov be the winner of the 25K? The answer is yes, because that is not a 9. GG, well played. Seth Davies came in as chip leader. He picks up second place. But it's Arseny Malinov who wins $661,000. And honestly, a very good performance tonight in the High Roller Super Variants 25K edition. Nanonoko, pretty fun episode.
Very dominating performance from Arseny Malinov. I felt like he played the best at this final table by far. I love his post-flop game. He won a lot of